American Festival for the Arts, or AFA, is Houston's largest nonprofit provider of music education programs for young people. For 20 years, the AFA Composition Department has had a partnership with the Houston Ballet Academy known as the Composer-Choreographer Collaboration. AFA's young composers and the young choreographers from the Academy's Summer Intensive program come together to discuss their mutual interest and types of works that they would like to create. Faculty members from both organizations pair the students. The process continues as the composers go back to the AFA campus and begin work on the music that will be part of the collaboration.
The young choreographers learn who their cast will be, decide what kinds of costumes they will use, determine lighting and makeup, and ultimately they begin the rehearsal process with the music once they receive it from the composers. 1 week before the AFA premieres, choreographers show their pieces to the Academy's artistic staff and receive feedback on the technical aspects of their works. After the AFA premiere, choreographers have an additional few weeks to finalize their works before they are presented at the Summer Intensive program's final performances.
My piece is called Stranded, and it's set at dusk time. A boat had just left all the people, so they're telling their own story about what they're going to do next. I collaborated with Antonio. Initially, I wanted all slow music. He shared some of his ideas with me, and I shared some of mine, and we kind of just worked together.
Something I've always liked in music was whenever instruments communicate with each other, like one would say something and the other kind of responds. And I do that with the piano and woodwinds in one section of the piece where the piano does something and then the woodwinds respond back, and it goes back and forth for a while.
I listened to it many times, and then I just kind of started improvising and wrote down my ideas, and they were really excited about it. And then we just had 2 hours each day, and we just kind of played around and tried some things.
Well, I've always been interested in how music and choreography go together, and I definitely plan on doing more things in the future with choreography and music.
I definitely became a more confident dancer. And I learned what the choreographers need to receive from the dancers and what they give. I kind of learned both sides of that, which was really interesting.
Okay, for the next ballet, I'd like to have Courtney and Antonio come up. All right, so this time we're going to start with you, Antonio. So tell us about your piece. Tell us actually go ahead and start with your name, your age, where you go to school.
Okay. I am Antonio Sanz. I go to the High School for the Performing and Visual Arts, and I am 16 years old.
Great, and so just tell us a little bit about your piece, like what your favorite thing about the piece is or what you were going for.
My piece is called Stranded in Time, and it's based on some things that we will always have limitations, time being one of them. And if you try to break free of it, it won't work.
Great. Very, very profound. Yeah, thanks. And how about you, Courtney? What's your name, your age, where are you from?
I'm Courtney Collier. I'm 18, and I'm from Northern Virginia.
Great. And so tell us a little bit about your piece that you choreographed.
Yeah, so I started with the idea of dusk, the time, and then I came with the idea of a boat leaving, and so now the dancers are stranded, and each of them have their own story, so what they do next is their own story, so yeah.
Okay, great. That sounds like fun. Well, here it is. Thank you. Okay, Antonio and Courtney, if you'll join me. All right, Antonio, let's start with you. If you'll say, has everybody got the pattern now? So your name, age, how long you've been choreographing, where you're from, all that.
So I'm Courtney. I'm 18 years old, and I'm from Northern Virginia. This is the first piece I've ever choreographed, and I've been dancing for so many years, since I was 3, so yeah.
Great, thank you. Antonio?
My name is Antonio Sanz, and while I go to the High School for the Performing and Visual Arts, I'm 16 years old, and I've been composing seriously for about 2 years.
Great, thank you. And so tell us a little bit about your piece. You know, what's the name of it? What are you going for? What's your favorite part? Anything like that?
Okay. So the piece is called Stranded in Time, and it's based on these ideas that there is always something holding us back, makes us stuck or stranded to certain rules such as time. And when you try to break such fundamental rules that govern our daily lives, you're not always going to get what you want. If you change time, it's not necessarily going to go well.
Except if you change time in music, right? That's the point. Oh. Courtney, how about you? Tell us a little bit about your ballet, what you're going for, whatever you want us to know about it.
So I first had the idea that it was set at dusk time, and that there was a boat that had just left the dancers, so now they're stranded. And you can think of the boat as metaphorically if you'd like. And yeah, so they're just stranded, and they all have different characters, so it's kind of a story of what they're going to do now and what comes next, so yeah.
Great, thank you. Well, congratulations to you both. Here's Stranded in Time.